Well, my name is Nick Shroer. I'm with CollegeWorks, obviously. I'm a district manager this year up in Minnesota. And last year I ran a $100,000 business, $103,000 actually, and yeah, I had a great year. Learned a lot about running a business, of course, and how all aspects of that go. And I guess yeah, took a lot out of it. Made 30 grand, which is pretty awesome for a college student. I have had a good time spending all that up this past few months, but it's been a really good experience for me, and yeah, I'm super happy with it. I'm an entrepreneurial management major with a minor in human resources, so I really want to start a business in the future, and kind of, I guess, see that grow beyond myself. So kind of what I got out of this past year specifically pertaining to that is that I've kind of come to the realization through going through the program and talking with other entrepreneurs that I know that if you're running the business yourself and you are the business, it can only get so big. And I saw that last year. I was able to do $100,000 in business, but the next step is taking it to the next level, teaching other people how to do what you did, and learning how to transfer that skill, I guess, in an effective way. And so I really feel like even if it was as menial as training a painter on how to do the proper prep work, or training my crew chiefs on how to manage a client walk around, but those skills with training people, learning how to manage employees without being like the Richard boss, so to speak, is really something that I feel like I can take into my future as an entrepreneur. First sales weekend, I went out and I'd seen the guys who had been trained in before me kind of get their numbers up there, whether they were throwing up 10 grand or 15 grand or whatever it was, and I was sitting there at zero, like had only done marketing, and I was like, how are these guys doing this? Like, they've only been out for a week, I'm already behind, and I was just so excited to get started. And me and Mark went out and we booked all 4 of my estimates, and I booked the last one, and we ended up doing about 17 grand that day. So I shot right to the top, and from there, or at least in my state, and from there, I kind of held that position for the majority of the year, and I think that was like the biggest turning point for me. Was like, this is something I can do. This is something that I really saw a lot of excitement in. Walking out with checks, was a really cool feeling. I loved last year. All aspects of it. I guess I had a really cool group that I got to work with. My DM was actually also my vice president, which was awesome because he's been with the company for a long time. I got to learn a lot from him, but also kind of get to know him on a personal level, and see how his growth through the company has been and how positive that's been for him. And I'm also a part of a startup division, which is really cool for us because we're getting to kind of start at square one and see the potential for growth there. I have a lot of friends who are still going to be successful, I'm sure, but I've been kind of surrounding myself with them in the past, and I can tell the difference, even just switching to being around a bunch of people who are pushing me instead of kind of telling me, no, let's not do that, let's go party this weekend. Instead I'm surrounded by people who still party on the weekends, but get their stuff done first, and I think that's a really positive thing. And I guess I've just grown a lot in the past year, and it's something I want to continue doing.